Hey guys, let's bringing you another video. Welcome back to Phil to Master. We continue. I don't actually know how many games are on a win streak. I'll be actually maybe able to find out here. If I click here and go there, we're on more than a 3. I think we're on about a 10-game win streak, roughly. We've got a one-trick Sona, which is quite rare. Red one-trick Bard, one-trick Ari auto-filled. LeBlanc doesn't really play it. Negative and right Kane. We're playing Kayle, obviously an old Huzzy pick of yonder year, against the Garen with Ignite and Conqueror. Kind of feel like he needed Phase Rush, not Conqueror, but okay. Pantheon jungle is a bit interesting. Orianna mid. So it does look like, you know, statistically, the enemy team is statistically better than my team on their given champions. But that doesn't mean everything. There are games that I've gone into, you know, the game and you're looking at the loading screen and statistically there should be no chance that you can win the game and then you end up winning it. Or vice versa. Like, there should be no chance you losing it and then your team lose. Like, it's not a definitive thing. So all we got to do is make it to level 6 and then we should have pretty smooth sailing. Now, we might get quite a lot of attention from a Pantheon. I wouldn't be shocked. But we will see. We will see. So I will say I've actually got my second Red Bull of the day, which I know is not normally advised. I am really struggling today with energy. I am just tired. It's not just even the feeling of tired. Like, it's that feeling of, Jesus Christ, what is wrong? I am on a major calorie deficit at the moment. I've lost over 20 pounds in a month. So we are back to weight loss. And I'm slowly starting to feel like myself in terms of my weight again, which is good. But I've also had a very busy last few days. Over the weekend, we did a crazy amount of gardening. And then this morning, I went to the recycling center and shifted a stupid amount of soil. And lifting up bags of soil into a recycling bin thing. And, yeah, that was a lot of effort the first thing this morning. So that was kind of like a good morning. Enjoy. Why is he auto-attacking? He's letting it push. This is exactly what I want. So what he needs to not do is let this push that I can just hold it over here, because holding it over there allows me to lane for free without the risk of overextending. Oh my god, I'm going to die. Oh yeah, I've not really spoke about that in a video yet. So I did a social media post about it. Sometimes it's a bit weird as a content creator that people just make up stuff about you. It's true, and I even had Medic. People will know. And Medic is an old friend of mine back in the UK League of Legends scene, and even he was like, it is a bit peculiar that people make up stuff and they don't know you or anything. And basically, that was just a situation that I had a YouTube comment on my second YouTube channel, and I don't know, man. Like, I don't know people, and I don't know what they're thinking and all this, and it was in a game that I uploaded, but I was obviously not in the best of mood, so I don't know if these are just people that were angry that I was salty in a game. I'm not sure. But, like, it was a YouTube comment that basically was, like, a guy, and it's clearly he's just made it up on the spot, and I still don't know why people do that. And it was them saying, like, oh, I've heard that Huzzy made up that he had a job interview that then people would financially support him heavy, and I'm like, one, you've not heard that, you've just made that up, and two, to actually comment that is wild. Like, I don't know, man, it's just very annoying that people just don't, I don't know, like, in what world would I do that? Like, I don't get it. People think that they can just make up stuff about you, and I don't know, it's just weird.
The list.
Oh, damn it, Garabado. Garabado with 5 gifted subs. Not the best timing there, but thank you very much. But yeah, like that, I will say that really bugged me, because it's just someone that has clearly just made that up because they're annoyed or something at me. It's like, you can be annoyed at me, but don't make up stuff about my life. Like, obviously, I've not gone into detail about what company it was, because there's a good chance I might end up working for that company. They said after the interview stage, they said in 6 months to a year, it's very likely that we'll actually have a role available for you. But the reason that they couldn't hire me for this first one is that basically it was a one of one, that they had to basically hire somebody that they knew could do the job. And they couldn't go with anyone that would, like, be a risk. Why are you flashing that way? I couldn't get there in time, man. I try. But yeah, I don't know what I would actually benefit from making that up. I didn't tell a lot of people, like, you know, the details, like, massively. I'm not saying the company, because again, I might end up working there. And again, we're saying, like, if that happens and in 6 months to a year I'm offered it, I will be honest, like, I will most likely be taking that job, even though I feel really good about my content right now and I feel things are good. Me and Queen Pleb want to start a family in the next couple of years, you know? And even, it's the thing that's just to say, like, even if I can recover content a bit, it's still a very volatile job. That, like, to have a kid in when you're, like, a borderline full-time content creator, I just don't think is very healthy. Like, the stress level of not knowing your finances when you've probably got a kid, that just sounds crazy to me. I don't think I would be able to do that to myself. So, like, I want a job to have a salary when that time comes. You know? And I'll say, it's still the only job that I've applied to. I'm not applying to millions of jobs. So I've made it, by the way. Sorry I've not been educational. Again, it's actually the first video in, like, 10 videos I've probably not been educational at the beginning, but that was just a tangent that I thought to talk about a bit. Anyway. We made it to level 6. I'm ahead in farm of a Garen. He's running Ignite. Ignite falls off from mid-game onwards. So he's kind of missed his window. And arguably, he's done it to himself. And if you're like, how? He's running around my jungle, running around finding a Kayle who's got crazy mobility. The chance of even killing the Kayle is very low. He's ruined his own lane. He needs to focus, like, again, anybody when you're against a Kayle, everyone knows, don't let a Kayle just lane early game for free. She's one of the hyper carries of League of Legends. But this is where I'm not going to be risking too much, because I know, obviously, I win later. This is historically one of the worst matchups for Garen in the game. But all I've got to do is survive early. So obviously it goes without saying, this is an auto-filled one-trick RE player. I'm not sure, you know, there being auto-filled AD carry. Playing a Felios, of all things, is an interesting thing to do if you're a one-trick auto-filled. Felios is not the easiest of AD carry to play. So I've now TP'd, I've come back to lane. Garen has yet to base. He's probably looking to base right now. So we'll stop that and delay him. Mid lane and LeBlanc has also died solo. So both our mid and both of our solo lanes, or not solo lanes, I'm a solo lane. Both of our other carries are down 20-odd farm to their opponent. Alright, the carry pants will have to be on for this one. You're not basing. What? See, this is just bizarre to me, because you're just letting a Kayle lane for free. Like, he's literally letting me lane for free as a Kayle. Like, he can't kill me without items, 100%. And he's still not going back. This is just weird. We will force him to go back, but yeah. I will mute the Aphelios because, again, the player's not great. Oh, silenced. Oh, well, it was inevitable to get a gank by a Pantheon. I didn't think it was going to come then because they were doing this. I think Pantheon ulted into lane. Like, you guys can get all these kills, like, genuinely. So if I die and they end up with at least one kill on Pantheon, they could even kill Garen as well. Like, he doesn't have flash. Yeah, they're not going to probably kill the Garen as well, but, like, that's still good. Oh, and then Aphelios dies. Again, we've obviously already muted the Aphelios because he'll just be raging like mad. Swifties is just to maintain range away from a Garen. He only can kill you if he's next to you, and obviously like that, he has to flash on top of me with his jungler nearby. But in typical laning phase, there's nothing he can do with me if I just get away from him. Maya! He just made a really weird noise. Might need to go check on her. Sorry, everybody. Hi, Mike, come. Up. Hello, what's up? He's here. Okay. I don't know what was that. That was a weird noise, Maya. You okay? I genuinely thought that she might have fallen to the back of the sofa. She likes... I don't know if anybody else's dog does it. She likes sitting on top of the sofa. Like, literally on top of the sofa. Like, you know, where your back goes, up there. And I've always been a bit scared. She's never done it, and she's never been close to do it, but I've always been scared that one day she's going to fall behind it. So this Garen is kind of not laning against me, as weird as that kind of maybe sounds. He's just taking farm, and he's not really interacting with me. This is arguably the worst thing this Garen can do. Because this matchup is only going to get worse for him as the game goes on. So yeah, this is a bit peculiar. Oh, guys. This is going to be a hard one. What is up with our bot lanes today? Apart from the game that I played bot lane. Jesus. Yeah, just 0-5 bot lane. Pantheon will likely come top soon. So yeah, he's literally just wave clearing. Hey, Enoch's Legacy, 46 months of Prime says hello. Hello, dudes. Hope you're doing great. Nice to see you. He's on the board. He actually might be able to double kill that. This Pantheon's not very strong. Yeah. Orianna came over. So far, this is a very good lane phase for me. This is near enough a perfect lane phase for Kayle. I'm being let to do whatever I want. So when he presses Q, then I Q. So the reason that I don't Q... This is something that I actually had a very popular YouTube short about when I randomly played Garen for a week. Garen's Q, when he presses it, gets rid of slows. So if you Q him, he can then Q, have his movement speed buff, and get rid of the slow that you've put on him. So that's where I need to be patient. I need to wait for him to press it, and then I press it. He's wanting me to press it, by the way. That when he goes, like, close to me, he's trying to get me to Q, and then he'll Q and run me down. The thing is, Pantheon falls off, and as long as I can deal with a Zeri late game, we should be fine. What I don't actually want right now is I don't want my team top lane. And if you're like, why don't you want your team top? Them coming top lane attracts the enemy to come top lane too. I don't want the enemy to come top right now. What the hell? I tried to save people. Just leave the... I don't know what they're doing. Wait, what? Malignance LeBlanc? You don't build Malignance on LeBlanc. Hmm? That's a bit weird. Yes, genuinely... She's genuinely an item that you don't need Malignance. It's already a very low ultimate cooldown. So that LeBlanc is going to be incredibly weak for a very long time. That's weird. Well, we'll see what we do. Level 11 obviously is our next big power... Well, completing our item, which we can do technically right now. But level 11 would be good. Oh, God. This game does seem it's kind of snowballing. So again, the lesson of this game, educationally, where obviously I've picked a hyper carry, right? So I'm playing well. We're having a good laning phase as a Kayle, which is something that you normally don't realistically have. It sounds weird, but when you play something absolute late game like Kayle, you are kind of conceding a lot of, like, you are conceding to your team, right, you guys need to let me get to late game for you. And if your team don't do that, and if they play well and they feed, you know, 1-4, 1-5, 0-3, there's not a lot you can do. And that's kind of the risk of picking something that's a hyper carry late game champ, is your strength isn't great in early game. And it shouldn't be very good in the early game. That's the point. Nearly level 11. Don't want my team just keep fighting, man. I don't think they've got the memo of stop fighting. Garen gets a free kill. Garen flash, though. Yeah, my team are playing this quite poorly, but there's nothing I can do about it, sadly. They just need to stop fighting. The enemy team is stronger right now, and they've got the momentum. So they're stronger of having a Pantheon. They're also stronger because they've got the current momentum in the game. But they just, I don't know, it seems like they're just refusing to. I prefer AP Kayle, personally. I've always preferred AP Kayle. So I go for that because they told me Garen used his flash. I need to punish him not focusing on me. And now he'll regret even going for that kill because I gain more than him in the long run. He dies to a Kayle, which is a hyper carry. I get to stay in lane phase. He doesn't. And, you know, dying to your lane opponent is never going to feel good. And I might even be able to kill... Oh, I might be able to kill the tower. And obviously, because of how far my team is behind, this is actually a gold bounty. So this is also more gold. There you go. That was a really good kill on Garen. A very bad death for him. Helios died again. This is going to be a hard one, but we'll do what we can. I could swap over to bot lane. I think I'm just going to stay top and try to kill the Garen. I think we're at an advantage point now. Oh, God. Now, some people may have the thing of like, all right, Huz, your team are really losing. Are you just going to group and help? No, not really, because like it's not really beneficial even if I do. I'm dead. Ooh. My R didn't go off! No way, dude! I pressed it and it just didn't do it. Oh, that sucks. I misplayed. That's my fault. I think I was probably dead anyway, because, well, if I killed the Garen, there was a bunch of people coming top. But yeah, no, I misplayed that. That's my fault. The problem that sometimes you have, and I'm very self-aware of it, is when you know your team is playing bad, I put myself at a risk that I shouldn't have taken. To take a Garen from 100% health to 0 straight away returning to lane is very unlikely. The only reason I looked to fight at all is because I know my team is doing so poor, I've got to do something. But then that opens up for me to make a mistake. Because I have the pressure of I need to try and carry this team. Can we go? Can we go? Nope. God, we're so weak. If Zeri's involved in these fights, there's literally nothing we can do right now. Damn, dude. We'll keep playing. That's all we can do. Oh, okay, I'll go bot. I need to keep focusing on getting to late game, level 16. So if Aphelios is going to go over here, then yeah, I'll happily go bot lane right now.
I was purified in the light.
I'm pretty sure I can beat Azeri late game. Be really good if LeBlanc roamed down right now, but... Oh, that's a fed Orianna too. With an ultimate. See, I don't really know if I'll be able to carry this one. But we'll keep trying, because that's all we can do.
Ally has been slain.
Sheesh. The enemy team just as a whole are so strong with how this game has gone that I can't do anything against them. I'm not at the stage of the game that Kayle is like really strong yet, which is unfortunate, but this is a great example of a game of the risk of picking a hyper carry, like an actual hyper carry in League of Legends, which Kayle is. This, oh, what the heck? This is the risk of it, is your impact is low in the early game, and if your team just mega feed, which this is just really bad, there's not a lot you can do about it. And yeah, the Kane's gone Dark Harvest, but Red Kane, which obviously is technically a split build. Yeah, 11 on 1 Zeri. Feels bad. We'll keep going. The reason I don't say no to a surrender vote, like, again, I'm not somebody that's like, never surrender. I do think there are games that you should definitely surrender for your own, like, mental health. But this game, I'm playing a hyper carry. If I'm playing a hyper carry, I will, like, go, there's a chance. Because there is. If I get to level 16 plus with 3-4 items, there is a chance. I'm playing Kayle. I'm going to go for this. I could die for it, but it's technically worth because it gives my whole team gold. If I don't die for it, even better.
Wings of immortal flame, lift me from mortal temptation. Flame purified.
There's a lot of people here.
Redemption in the light.
3 people around me. Okay. I didn't expect 3 people, but it is what it is. Yeah, I'll have death cap on next spawn, which is something. Hey, Angry Mob Boss. Just really wish my team stopped fighting in the early game, because that's how they snowballed. Is my especially bot lane just refused to not fight. And then yeah, Malignance LeBlanc I don't understand. That's a champion that genuinely doesn't need Malignance, so it's a bit weird to see. Oh, Kayn had flash available. Oi, oi, oi. Big. That was a big shutdown. You don't do any damage, LeBlanc. Oh well. So, as you know, not every game is going to be a win. This is going to be our first loss in roughly 10 games. And the educational point that I can just say, and again, it's not a positive point, but it's every champion that you play should have weaknesses. And the weakness of playing a late game hyper carry, as in Kayle, is your impact early is low. So, like, in the game we just played of top lane, playing Darius, I could roam and go make an impact early. If I tried to do that on Kayle, it just isn't going to work. And it's annoying because the Garen played this game really bad, but because of the team difference, this Garen looks like he's actually had a pretty good game. But it is what it is. there's only so much you can do as an individual player, you know? So no point going absolutely crazy about it. It's just the way of the game.
My sword is named Virtue, and it burns eternal.
I'm still trying to get to level 16. And obviously, it's not like it's an automatic switch button that like, oh, I'm level 16, we win now. The enemy team is very fed. So even the chance of it, even if I get there, we're still in a very low percentage of winning this game, obviously.
Endure. The celestial realm awaits.
Hey, Mr. Bouncy.
I bring the light wrath. Light and glory.
36 months for Prime. Thank you so much, Mr. Bouncy Barons. What's the plan here, lads?
The wicked shall
Oh, sonar ult. Yeah, there's nothing we can do. Oh well, you win some, you lose some. Because again, realistically on Kayle, there's just nothing I could have done to help this be a win, and I know that, and that's what you just have to accept. If my bot lane just stopped feeding as much as they did, then there was a chance. We had a free lane phase as Kayle up until like level 12, level 13. That's incredible. But unfortunately, the other side of the map was going absolutely terrible. So like, the enemy team used that advantage and just ran with it. And so it happens. So if I do upload it, I think it's just an important lesson to know. Not every game is winnable. That's okay. And it's also the type of champion that you pick is important. And Kayle's great. Kayle's very strong, very good against Garen. But I can't stop my bot lane feeding. And to be honest, a lot of top lane can't stop that. Let's be honest. It's not just a Kayle thing. But of all champions, Kayle is probably one of the worst when it comes to stopping that happening. I can't commit to go help them at all because I need to focus on Kayle things. So, yeah. So we go 360, 13.2k damage, which again, isn't too bad for this stage of the game as a Kayle. It really isn't. With 2 items complete, on our way to the 3rd one, level 14. Obviously, we're making our way to 16. But yeah, this game was just a bit too far gone. Our Aphelios went 2 and 9. Our LeBlanc went 1 and 6, also building Malignance, which is an item you don't buy on LeBlanc. And our Bard also was 0-9. So in the grand scheme, there's not a lot we could have done, and that's just the way of it. So if you guys still enjoyed, appreciate it. If you want to throw a like, I'd appreciate that too. We'll roll the dice. And we're playing support again. I want to play AD carry. I'm in the mood to play AD carry. But anyway, that's going to be it. Like, comment, subscribe. See you guys next time. Peace.
Call down the reckoning to bring back hope and peace. Restore our glory to live forever. Bring down the dark regime.